In this video, we're going to go through on Rosyth End of Year Examination 2024 Mathematics Primary 5 Paper 1 Booklet A. So let's get started on the first question. Okay, first question says what is the value of 35 minus bracket 8 plus 12 divided by 5 times 5 times 3. So this is the order of operations. Okay, so from left to right, what we need to do is first of all, what do you think first that you need to do the brackets, right? Then second, what do you think next we need to do, which is the divide or multiply from from left to right, and then lastly you will just add or subtract. Okay, so this is just a simple, what do you call this, refresher. Okay, so from here, I'm what do you think we should do first? Okay, if you say brackets, then you're right. So it's 8 plus 12. Okay, so 35 minus, so 8 plus 12 is 20, divide by 5, and then times 3. Okay, so the next one, what should we do next? If you said 20 divided by 5, then you're right. So that means we have 35 minus 20 divided by 5, which is 4, multiplied by 3. Okay, and last one, what should we do next? It is, if you say 4 times 3, then you are right. So that means we have 35 minus 12. This will give us 23. Okay, so the answer in this case is 23. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, question number 2. So what is 50,000 plus 7,000 plus 300 plus 6? Okay, so if I were to do the workings, it will look something like this. I added some rectangles so that in this case you can see what to put where. So first you put the 6 and then the 0 and then the 3, not 4, 3 and then 7 and 5. So the answer is 57306. So that should be option number 2 in this case over here. All right, let's move on to question number 3. So in this case, express 3 out of 20 as a decimal. So we know 1 is the whole number. So what is 3 out of 20 as a decimal? So the easiest way is to multiply the 20 into a denominator of 100. So this will essentially will be equal to, right? In this case, it won't be 3 out of 20, but it will be something out of 100. Something out of 100. Okay. So what will this question mark be? So from 20 to 100 for the denominator, we multiply by 5. And then after that, we also multiply this by 5. So that means this is 15 out of 100. Okay, so 15 out of 100, what would this be? Right, which is basically 15 divided by 100. And this is 0.15. Okay, so there you go. So in this case, 3 out of 20 is 0.15. 15 divided by 10. Yes, 0.15. So 3 out of 20. Okay, let me just get this, paste it here, is equal to, right, in this case, right, equal to 1 plus, let me put this, plus 0.15, right, and this will become 1.15. There you go. So the answer to this is option number 2. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 4. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, so in a math test, Alison answered 4 out of 20 questions wrongly. What is the ratio of the number of questions she answered correctly to the number of questions she answered wrongly? So we know that total questions is equal to 20, and then answered wrongly is equal to 4, and answered correctly, right? Correctly is basically 20 minus 4, and this will give us 16. So the ratio between wrong, so this is correct to wrong, is equal to, so correct is 16 and then wrong is 4. So let's simplify it as well. So 16 and 4, what can we do? We can divide it by 4 in this case over here. So 16 divided by 4 and 16 divided by 4. So this will then become, so what's 16 divided by 4? It's, you guessed it, 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So the answer to this is 4 is to 1, which is option number 4. Alright, okay, let's move on to question number 5. In the figure below, ST and UV are straight lines. Which of the following is true? So I'm going to draw two lines like this, okay, ST and UV in this case. Alright, so opposite angles are the same. So I'm going to write this down. Opposite angles are the same. So that means angle A is equal to angle C. It's a bit too red. So do we have this option? Oops. Okay. Do we have this option over here? Yes, we have. So it is option number 1. Okay, B and D cannot. A and B, A plus B cannot, and B plus D is also cannot. Right? So yeah. So the same time, angles in the straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Oops, I forgot this. So that means angle D plus angle C, right, is equal to 180 degrees also in this case. Okay, so yeah, none of this shows up. Okay, so that's why 5 is option number 1. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. In the figure below, find the value of right? So we have the right angle is 90 degrees. Okay, over here. So full circle angle is equal to 360 degrees, right? So then angle M is equal to 360 minus 90 minus 46, right? So 360 minus 90 is 270 minus 46, right? This will then become 224 degrees. So you see over here. So this is option number 3. So if you want to double check with the working, 270 and then minus 46, right? So we have 10, right? So put 1 on top over here, so 10, and then we cancel 7 to make it into a 6, right? So this will be a 6 instead. So 10 minus 6 is 4, and then 6 minus, so I'm going to write down here, 10 minus 6 is 4, and then 6 minus 4 is 2, and then 224. Okay, there you go. That's the answer. All right, let's move on to question 7. So calculate the area of the shaded triangle. So we have over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in this case, we want to calculate this is 4 centimeters. Okay, and then over here, we have this as well. So we calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Okay, so in this case, area, right, of shaded triangle is equal to half times, wait, what's the equal sign? Half times base times height, which equal to half times 4 times 5. So half times 4 is 2 times 5, which is equal to uh, 10 centimeter square. And the answer to this is option number 3 in this case over here. Alright, so we can put the right angle square over here if you want to make this. Now I'm going to put the red line like this. Okay, so this, right, and then we also have this. There you go. Okay, so yeah, hopefully this will make a sense. And then I'll put line not dotted, continuing like this. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, question number 8. Okay, so which of the squares is shaded? Okay, fraction of the squares is shaded. So we need to get the total. squares. So you can just manually count. So 3, 5, 9. So 9. And then we have shaded squares is equal to 4. So fraction of shaded squares is equal to, in this case, 4 over 9. Okay, so I'm going to put the line over here. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer, 4 over 9. Can't really simplify that because 4 is an even number and 9 is an odd number. Alright, let's move on to question number 10. Sanjeev has $200. He gave $80 to his sister. What percentage of his money did Sanjeev give to his sister? So it's basically 80 out of 200. Okay, so and then we multiply this by 100%. Okay, so in this case, we can cancel 100%, and then we can cancel 0 this 2. So basically it's just 80 divided by 2, okay, and then times 1%. So this will be 40%. Okay, so the answer is option number 2 for question 9. Okay, let's go to question number 10. The sum of 4 numbers is 1020. One of the numbers is 150. What's the average of the other 3 numbers? Okay, so we know sum of 4 numbers is equal to 1020. Then one number is 150. So sum of other 3 numbers. Okay, so I'll just put this equal to is equal to 1020 minus 150 987 57 7770. You know, 870. Okay, so if you go to the workings, 1020 and then minus 150 minis 150 150. Okay, okay, so we have 0 at the end, right? Okay, and then 2 minus 5, we will get 12, right? We come 1, and then this 10 over here, we'll cancel this. This will become 9 instead. Okay, so 115 minus 5 is 7, and then 9 minus 1 is 8. So it is 870. Okay, so then we need to get the average. Okay, so average of 3 numbers, other 3 numbers, is equal to 870 divided by 3. This is again 290. Right. So if you want to double check again, then we can just put here 870, and then let's put on the left instead. 870, and then we divide it by 3 like this. Okay. So for 8 we can minus 6, and this will give us 2 times 3 is 6, and then 8 minus 6 is 2, and then we put 7 over here, then we just minus 27. Okay, and then like this. So this will be 9, and then we have 0 at the end. Okay, so we have 0, and we just minus 0. Okay, think pretty straightforward. So it's 290. So the average of the other 3 numbers is 290, which is option number 3. Okay, let's move on to question number 11. Kendra has 60 pieces of ribbons. Each piece of ribbon is 1.28 meters. What is the total length? Okay, so one ribbon is equal to 1.28 meters. All right, so 60 ribbons, okay, is equal to 1.28 times 60, right? So it's the same as 1.28 times 6 times 10. This will give us 48, 7.68 times 10. Okay, so okay, you will know that there's 7.68. So I'm not gonna calculate, right? So yeah, then in the end it will be 76.8 meters. So the answer is option number 2. Okay. Yep. So no need to use If all the same number, yeah, no need to use. Okay, let's move on. Question number 12. Mr. Kim prepared 9 out of 10 liters of juice. His son drank two-thirds of it. How much orange juice? Right, so two-thirds of it is equal to basically uh 2 out of 3, and then we multiply. Okay, so 2 out of 3, and then we times something. Okay, 2 out of 3 times. Okay, so that means this two-third of, right, and then we have 9 over 10. Oops, 10 in this case over here. Okay, so we're going to multiply this, right? So this will become, so you can cancel some stuff. You can cancel 3 and can cancel 9. Okay, so 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, we'll put 3 at here. And then 10, we can cancel this. And then we can cancel 2 as well. Oops, I'm going to make this red, so at least you know this is red. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, so 2 will be 1, and then I don't make it red. 2 is 1, and then 3 is 2 divided by 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, so the answer, so his son drank two-thirds of it. Oh, we need to have one-third instead. Okay, so what we want to do is 1 minus 2 out of 3 is equal to 1 out of 3. So this is orange juice left is equal to 1 out of 3. So fraction. So orange juice left in liters, okay, is basically equal to this, right? So actually we don't need to have, right, this thing over here. So I'm just gonna put like this. So you need to cancel. This is just 1 itself. Okay. Then 1 out of 3. So we can don't need to cancel this. Okay. So this is how it looks like. 1 out of 3 times 3 out of 10. This will then become 3 out of 10. That's it. Liters. Okay. So we can put the word L over here. So the answer is option number 2. All right. So in fractions. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. Which two shapes shown in the grid have the same area? Okay, so there's a big clue over here, right? So we can measure that half a triangle is 1 unit and 1 square is 2 unit. So let 1 square be 2 units. Let one triangle be 1 unit. Okay, so makes sense, right? Okay, so going to put all the numbers. Okay, let's start with A first. So A is equal to 2 units, so 1 unit times 2 plus 2 units times 5. Okay, let me make this. Okay, and what will this become? This will become 2 units plus 10 units is equal to 12 units. Okay, so A has 12 units. Okay, let's go with B. Okay, so B over here, we can have 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, and 2 units. So 1 unit times 4 plus 2 units times 2. And what would this become? 4 units plus 6 units. No, sorry, 4 units plus 4 units. This will become 8 units. Right, so this is B over here. Okay, let's go for C. Right, so for C over here, right, basically, don't want this to be green. So 2 units, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So same thing, 4 units, but 2 units times, not 2, but 4. And then this will then become 4 units plus 8 units, which is equal to 12 units. Okay, so I think we got the answer. So C, I don't know how I'm gonna place this. But let me just cramp this up like this. Okay, so Here you go. All right. And lastly, let's move to D as well. All right. So D over here, we can just calculate from this. Basically, there's only one unit, only one unit. Okay. And then after that, 2 units is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5. Okay. So that means this will be 1 unit plus 10. 1 unit 10 units, this will become 11 units in this case over here. Okay, therefore A and C is the correct one. Green. So A and C. There you go. Alrighty. So let's move on to question number 14. Okay, so the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls was 3:5. Each boy was given 2 stickers and each girl was given 3. The girls received 81 more stickers than the boys. How many stickers did the boys receive in total? So basically, what we can do is like in a way grouping concept, right? So in this case, what we can do is we have number of boys, which is right, go to 3 units, and then number of girls is go to 5 units, right? Girls 5 units. So in this case over here, we can multiply. So total stickers, total boys stickers, total stickers from boys is equal to 3 units times we have 2. This will give us 6 units. And then from total stickers from girls, okay, will be in this case over here it is 5 units times, and then you have 3. This will give us 15 units. All right, so then from here can get difference. So difference from difference, yeah, just difference lah. Difference in units is equal to 15 minus 6 equal to 9 units. Okay, so uh, 9 units is equal to 81, right? 1 unit is equal to 9. Okay, so how many stickers did the boy receive? Okay, so how do I move dice? Okay, so from here, okay, let me just put, all right, great. So total stickers, so 6 units is equal to 6 times 9 equal to 54. That's it. So answer is 54, which is option number 3. Okay, let's move on to the last question, question number 15. Okay, so in school, 1/4 of the students, an additional 3 students were at the English section. So 3 fewer than 1/3 of the remaining students in the library were at the mother tongue section. The rest of the 27 students in the library were the media section. How many students were at the mother tongue section? So this is the remainder concept. Okay, so gonna use the branching method. I love branching method. Okay, because yeah, it's the fastest way to do it, and if you do it then it actually works. All right, so it looks something like this. So in students or library, so 1/4 of the students, an additional 3 students, so you represent as this, were in the English section. Okay, then we don't know remaining, but we can calculate later. So 3 fewer than 1/3, so 1/3 minus 3 lah. So this means 3 fewer than 1/3 of the remaining students. So remaining students are in the library in the mother tongue section, and the rest of 27 students is in the media section, as what you see over here. So how do you get the remaining? So remaining, so from here what we can do is we don't really care about the remaining because we care about how many students were at the mother tongue. So from here what we can do is we care about what's the media in terms of the fractions. Okay, so fraction of students in media from remaining. Okay, so why we say this is because this is not the total. So we just want a fraction from the, because the media is branching out from the remaining. Okay, so it's basically equal to just 1 minus, okay, and then we bracket 1 over 3 minus 3. Okay, so if you were to convert this, so the negative will be multiplied to 1 over third and minus 3. So that means 1 minus 1 over 3 plus 3. Okay, so why we do this, because when we add this together, it should be one whole. So this plus, or whatever later we should 2 over 3 plus 3. So this plus this should give us one whole. Okay, so that means 2/3 of students plus 3 is equal to 27. Okay, so this is the media, right? Media. So from here we can say 2/3 of students again is equal to 27 minus 3, which is 24. Okay, so 1/3 of student is equal to 24, and then we divide it by 2, and this will give us 12. Okay, so 1/3 of student is 2, so mother tongue is equal to, so from our, let me just put this here, mother tongue, okay, is 1/3 minus 1/3. So I'm just going to put here 1/3 of students, 1/3 of students, okay, like this, minus 3. So this will then become 12 minus 3, and this will become 9. That's it. Okay, so the answer to this question is option number 1, in this case over here. Alright, that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what other things you want me to show you next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.